Hello everyone and welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk palettes, and not just any palettes. These are the FITGLOW multi-use ceramide cream lip and cheek palettes. Whenever it starts to get warm out, I'm like, how can I simplify the makeup? What creams do I have? Because I find that creams are just so easy and they look really fresh faced. Never mind if it is an actual formula that looks good on both. I find that there's a lot of products that claim to do so, but either the shade range, you're like, that's too bright for the cheeks, or, you know, it's too subdued, or whatever it might be. I just find it always leans in a particular direction, and that is where these come in. There are 3 different shades I'm going to share with you here today, but they do all retail for $48. They come in these beige and black palettes. They're all made from recycled plastic bottles, which is great, and they're all actually refillable. So you're gonna get 4 very nice size pans for you to go in with a brush or with your fingers, and there are 3 different colorways. They do all retail for $48. And I want, before we jump into like the colors and everything like that, and then of course I will be trying these on, what I also love about these is that they are a skincare first, cream pigment second. So these are going to be working for your skin. They have beautiful ingredients. They're vegan, as I've already mentioned. They're refillable. So if you have all 3 palettes like me, you can actually customize what you include in here. Or if you have palettes from FITGLOW's past, you can actually do the same. So in here we've got castor oil, we've got safflower oil, apricot kernel oil, and ceramides. So these are actually going to be hydrating your skin as well as being full pigment, beautiful wearing makeup. So there's 3 different shades, as I've already mentioned. I am gonna have swatch photos of them all down below. I have a little mix of all 3 on my face today that we will jump in just a little bit. But let's sort of break down the different options, shall we? First things first, we've got Bronzed Glow. This is going to be your bronzer and highlight palette. This is what I used on my eyes today. You get 4 different gorgeous tones, and that is really what I actually wanted to highlight here, you guys. The tones of these products, I find that that is always what separates high quality makeup and luxurious, like grown-up makeup, if you will, from the rest, is that it is the tones. That is always what I'm searching for, and FITGLOW like nailed it on this launch. I mean, I should not be surprised. I also am obsessed with their lip gloss formulation and all of that good stuff. But in Bronzed Glow, we've got 4 fabulous shades. Taking it from the top, we've got the shade Bronzed Earth, which is a rich chocolate bronze. Right next door, we've got Bronze Sand, which is a more golden toned bronze. Then down here on the bottom left, we've got Terracotta Glow, a golden bronze illuminator. And then in the right, we've got Champagne Glow, which is of course a champagne toned illuminator. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. What you will see that I talk about also in my demonstration portion of the video, and something that I wanted to reiterate here, is that they work well for everything. As you can see, I've got it a little bit everywhere, including my eyes, but they work for all different sort of skin types. If you have oily skin, that's really why I wanted to make this video. I'm like, do not fear these. You will see the texture in the swatches, in my application, that it does not have this like wet look on the skin. In fact, the formula reminds me a lot of the Cure Weiss cream products that we used to carry. I'm sure you guys remember, but they are emollient. Like when you put your finger in, you can like get the product to lighten up and move around, and it's easy to blend on your cheeks, but it's not tacky. It almost feels like nothing. It has a semi-matte sort of formulation outside of those beautiful wearable highlights. Moving right along, the latest launch, and probably my favorite, is Buffed Glow. Buffed Glow is just a more subdued nude tone, but still with a little something something. This one also has a bronze color that I absolutely adore. So starting at the top, we've got the shade Aubergine. Aubergine is a sheer brown plum. Love that one for fall. Then we've got Bronzed Clay right next door. This is a golden tone terracotta. This is lighter and more warm tone than the bronze tones featured in that previous palette I just spoke about. I actually really like this warm of a tone when I've got a tan working. It looks really natural on my skin. Then we've got Buff Petal, which is a gorgeous soft pink brown. And then we've got Rosewood. Rosewood is my blush today. It is a muted berry plum. Got a little bit of warmth to it, a little bit of brown to it. Incredibly wearable while still giving a little bit of oomph to the cheeks. And then finally, for those of you who like a little pop of color, we've got Freshly Picked. Freshly Picked is stunning for the spring. It just kind of screams spring. You guys will just see that right away. And taking it from the top, we've got the shade Fig, which is described as a raisin rose. I adore this on both the cheeks, lips, eyes, everything. This is just like an Ashley color, and it's not too hyper pigmented. It's got a nice sheer quality that I love. Then we've got the shade Sun Peach. I mean, stunning, stunning with a tan. It's not too light in a peach, which I love. It's going to give you that beautiful warmth. Also great to layer, like if you want to do a lighter color on the apples of the cheeks and then fade that into something a little bit deeper. Gorgeous. Then we've got Mauve Berry, which is exactly as the color is described. It's a mauve tone berry. Really unique shade, a little bit cooler toned, which always screams spring to me. And then we've got the shade Watermelon, which I actually have on my lips, and it is a true watermelon shade. So it's going to be that perfect mix of pink and red. Beautiful, vibrant, great for all skin types, whether it be cheeks or lips, which I just love. So those are the swatches, guys. I wanted to break down the colors and everything like that, but I think what better way to really show you about these products than actually applying them on my skin. So let's just jump right into that. All right, you guys, so now we'll just jump into the demonstration portion, because what better way to really show you what these products can do than actually applying it on my skin in real time. I've worn these on camera a bunch. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Let's start off, though there is a bronzing shade in that Buffed Glow, let's focus here on this bronzing palette, because this is the bronze and glow sort of situation. There are two bronzing shades. I'm going to use the lighter one, which is Bronze Sand. And this is actually a FITGLOW foundation brush. FITGLOW has great synthetic teddy hair brushes, some of which are smaller and designed for the cheeks. You could use that as well. Bronzer, I like a brush. For the rest of the face, I will do my fingers. That is just my personal preference. So I'm just gonna dive in with a little bit of product here, and I'm just gonna build this up. What's nice about the foundation brush is that it's dense, so it's going to pick up the product and help to buff it into the skin. This shade is a really good match for my skin tone. It's a little bit on the warmer side, but it is not too dark. And I do also have my foundation brush, or my foundation sponge, I should say, on standby, because I did apply a little bit too much product there, and I will just soften that out with that. But as far as the tone goes, if we have a similar skin tone, I love that. And then there is that deeper shade, which I think is such a nice option to have. All right, so that's all I'm gonna do for bronzer. I am not like the craziest bronzer person ever. I just like a little bit to put some life in the face. I like bringing it down the neck, because my skin on my face is of course a little bit lighter than my neck, so it just kind of makes it all match together. For highlight, the tone that looks best on me, especially because I don't quite have that summer tan yet, is going to be the Champagne Glow shade. And as I've already spoken about, what I love about these is that, yeah, they're creams, but they're not ridiculously creamy. So they are very similar to the Kjaer Weis formula, is how I've always described them. Where, look, like you can see it's totally showing up on my skin, but it's not tacky, and it's not really emollient and wet to the touch. I'm just gonna take a little bit under my brow, there on my cheek. And it's subtle, but not too subtle. It's definitely giving me a little something, something. All right, gonna take just a little bit more of that, a little bit on the nose. We're doing like, whenever I go with creams, I like to just go full on with like a very glowy, skin-like kind of situation. So there it is on that cheek. This is the cheek without, cheek with. We are getting some life in that face, baby, and it's a great tone. This is gonna work well on most skin tones, but again, if you're a little bit of a deeper tone, they have that golden one as well. So just with the fingers, blends easily, good for all skin types. Check, check, check. All right, so once that is done, I wanna jump in to some blush. And for blush, I have just been obsessing over the Buffed Glow palette. These are just perfect everyday shades for me. You guys know I usually like to play up the eyes quite a bit, so I usually save the color for the lips, which is what we're gonna do today. But as far as blush goes, God, I love all of these shades so much, but I think we are gonna jump in to Rosewood. And Rosewood is this muted berry cream shade, and it's a little bit darker, but it blends out so pretty. And this color on my skin tone is very what my skin looks like when I've been out in the sun. And you guys know how I feel about cream products. I love when I can use 3 of the same formulation and marry them together. Blends easy with fingers, but I do recommend, I am gonna go in with my sponge just to soften these edges. But for that initial application, I like to just use the warmth of my fingers and generously apply this, especially for that sun-kissed sort of effect. So taking my sponge, you could see definitely pigmented, but not to like a ridiculously intimidating degree, which is important to me. And again, you can see it does not look at all greasy on the skin, and that's really why I wanted to show these off, because I think they work for such a wide variety of skin types, which is amazing. So just gonna go over that and soften it, but that's basically the skin done. But to show off the versatility of this product, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit closer, and we are actually going to play with some of these creams on the eyes. I am going to set them with similar shades, that way they just get that longevity, but it is a great base for a long wearing eye look. All right, so we're not reinventing the wheel here, guys. I am just really showing off formula today. I just want to show you that you can use just bronzers and highlights, and that is your eye look done. So for the eye look, we're gonna keep it so simple. We've already got that great brow bone highlight. I'm gonna go into that same shade that I used on my cheeks, so that bronzed sand. And I'm just gonna take this product and do a rough shape, my usual shape. Sometimes I even just love to buff these out with my finger. That is how easy this is. This shape here is super angled, so you can even take a little bit under the eye. We're going for like this very like almost, I wake up like this, I don't try that hard on my makeup type of thing. So we're gonna do the same on this eye. Could not be simpler, guys. Could not be simpler. And then just to ensure that that product is set, it's not gonna go anywhere, it's not gonna crease, because it is a cream at the end of the day, I'm just gonna go with a little bit of the Han bronzer, and I am just going to do the lightest dusting over that. They're a similar tone, it's not too dark, and again, longevity, baby. It's getting warm out here. Okay, and then if you want, which I always want, get creative with it. They can be used anywhere, so I'm gonna go with the darker bronze tone, which is Bronzed Earth. It's that chocolatey bronze. And we're just gonna use this as a little bit of a liner. And this I'm not even gonna worry about setting, but you could if you wanted to. I am doing the tiniest little bit at the lash. You could do a wing with this. You could add this darker color into your crease and then set it with a similar shade. But for the purpose of today's video, we are keeping it short and sweet. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna finish off with a little bit of color on the lips. That's where I'm going to dive in to the freshly picked palette. I'm actually gonna jump into Watermelon, which is the brightest shade in the whole lineup, and I'm just gonna use my finger. That is the beauty about this. Look at the pigment. Not emphasizing the lip lines. Not going all over. And I'll actually go ahead and zoom in here a little bit just so you can see how the texture is in my lips. Is this beautiful soft matte. So there it is. Gorgeous tone. Would of course be gorgeous also on the cheeks. I am actually just gonna finish things off just because I like a more glossy look with a little bit of FITGLOW Beach Glow. All right, everyone, that is the demo done. As you can see, quite the versatile palette. I hope that you found this demonstration portion helpful. All right, everyone, that is it. I know this is more of a deep dive. I do hope that you find these helpful. If you like it more concise, you just want to see them swatched, maybe me applying them like in B-roll silence as I talk about them, let me know. Just something I like to sit down and talk through everything I'm doing. Of course, everything will be linked for you down below. Corresponding swatches for the palettes will also be down below, so you guys can take a look at those. I really cannot say enough good things. Before I leave, I did want to say I do not find that these are like 10-hour wearing blushes, but as far as creams are concerned, because they are not that emollient sort of quality that's just like sliding off the skin, you do get a nice wear out of these in a nice contained palette. So this is actually something great to throw in the purse because, again, it could serve those multiple functions, which I love. You can help a friend in need. I think a little bit of blush reapplication is the ultimate way to give you life back into the face. So this might be a great one for you, or maybe the bronzed one if that's more your flavor. Just nice variety, able to mix and match, and truly works well on everything. I cannot say enough good things. So link down below with swatches, of course. While you were down there, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a big thumbs up, subscribe. I do upload new videos here every single week and I don't want you guys to miss them. Let me know if there's anything else from FITGLOW or any other brand for that matter that you want to see swatched and played with next. Before I go, I'm going to leave you with one last thing. Please do just make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are everywhere. Sign up for our newsletter for sneak peeks, sale, priority, you will know first there, as well as reminders when my videos go out, so that's always great. But thank you guys so much for watching as always. Thank you so much for all the consistent love and support, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye!